clear. First they hip up, forearm control, elbow in, wrist up. All you want to do is you want to move forward, kill the space, and partner understands that there is something at risk. So palm, elbow, shoulder. This is wrong. Look at my bottom foot. When you guys were struggling in getting up while finishing this week previously, is because you are folding your foot. Partner's responsibility, both hands here and forward, in. So if you see, he's capturing my arms. We were doing a namaste, hip up. His right arm is captured in my armpit. One arm captured in one armpit, the other one is onto the other one. This was the scenario. We're going to make a little change today. Rather than having both arms on either side, like right on one side, left on the other side, we want to start with something which is both arms on one side. Right? Previously, he was fighting one arm here, one arm there. Somehow we're going to create a scenario wherein both the arms are on the same side. We will see how this will happen. For now, we're going to work on the execution of different techniques, or maybe looking for submission or better position here. Okay, and then we're going to find our setup. This is where we are. So both the hands are on one side. Can be towards your right, can be towards the left. That is all our setup. This is what we want to do. Free side. So this is the busy side right now. Right hand is the busy side. This is where his body is. Left is the free side. If it's a uniform, you can hold on to the belt. But in the no-gi scenario, you can't hold on to the fabric. This is where you're going to get up and use your control for the armpits. Now, the way we're going to be controlling is whatever grip you want to go for, just point your elbow towards your hip or your pocket. Right? And I am up on my forearm. Okay? From here, can we turn once? Thoda sa udhar. Forearm, control, elbow in. Before we work anything, this is what we want. For last time, if you remember, for the armbar, we were doing wrist to the elbow, elbow to the wrist. We're going to follow the same method. I'm going to go elbow to his wrist and my wrist towards his elbow. Right? In other words, I'm going to get up. I'm going to look for his wrist with my elbow and my wrist towards his elbow. From here, have your chest connected to the tricep, and all I want to do is I want to move forward. That's my first attack. Okay. elbow to the wrist. Make sure there is no gap. Right now you could see there is a gap. Haath hatana. There is a gap between my elbow and the pocket. He can somehow free his arm. We want to kill this gap. So you can for sure pull this back. Or you can move forward. Pull this back, hold on to the wrist. Chest up. All you want to do is you want to move forward, as in you're bridging your hip towards the arm. We're trying to work this thing with the arm. So I'm trying to find his arm, as in his wrist is or thumbs are pointed up, जैसे Americana होता है. Same shoulder lock. Previously we did the shoulder lock with the wrist down this way. I was checking the mobility this way. Today we are working this way. Okay, so when we are here, both of his hands are already here somehow. I'm gonna get up, look for the control, keep a check. If you're not able to bridge with your feet off the ground, you can always post on the ground. Even if he walks forward, I'm okay. That is still a finish. But closing the guard or keeping your feet check or cross is better. Up, forward. So, are we clear? That's the first one, that's the starting one, and we're going to find more of these. Let's go. From the ankle lock. आपका right hand will hold on to his other elbow, दूसरी elbow. ये space kill करना है. और. Now from here, done. Somehow both of his hands are here. I capture and we are here. जितना आप ये elbow और pocket वाला space kill कर पाएंगे, उतना easy it gets. Right? So this part. Pup, chest forward. If I'm not able to kill this space and partner understands that there is something at risk and he tries to take the wrist out, I've lost the submission. I'll show it that side too. I lost the submission. This is where rather than chasing over, I'll chase under. So my arm would go under, I'll fall, knees to the chest, open your left foot diagonally. Once you open, kick your right foot, drop your left and work your right. We are here. Maybe I was trying to look for a control. I wanted to kill the space between my right pocket and elbow. Whether pocket goes to the elbow or elbow goes to the pocket. Somehow this is not happening. He's able to pull his wrist out. Maybe too much weight on my shoulder. Once it's gone, I'm gonna dive my right hand inwards. So previously, my arm was going over his arm. If I can't go over, take your arm out. I'll work under, in. Be close with your partner's head. Don't maintain this gap. Pup, knees to the chest. Kick, kick. Swing your bottom foot from underneath. We are here. Once you are here, again, elbow goes to the wrist. So I'll be looking for elbow against the wrist. I'll be heavy with my chest. I'll not give him any space. Elbow goes to the wrist and I'll start pulling this elbow back to my pocket. That's my another submission. Back, elbow. Start pulling your elbow back to your pocket. Are we clear? हो जाएगा? Let's go. No, top arm. Yes. Chest down. Now, we're gonna do this. We start seated. One of the arm is on the ground, palm. From palm to elbow to shoulder. And the opposite, shoulder, elbow, palm. Okay, once you are doing this, opposite foot. So this would be the same side foot, this would be the opposite foot. You're gonna kick up. I'm diagonally kicking it. Once you are here, open. So palm, elbow, shoulder, kick, open. Once you open, let your bottom foot then work, kick. From here, being on my left shoulder, I'm going to switch to right shoulder. Drop, pull back, we get up. Palm, elbow, shoulder, kick, open, open, switch, we finish. It up, hands here, be forward. So this is, that forward is the step jab hum log, we were pulling our knees to the chest. I will no longer do this. This is my partner's responsibility to be forward, just for the exercise. Okay, I'm here, open, up. We'll be continue rolling. There is lesser space, so I'll fall back again. He's gonna get up, move forward, hands here. If you could see I'm not getting stuck with my bottom foot. This is wrong. Look at my bottom foot. When you guys were struggling in getting up while finishing this week previously, is because you are folding your foot. When you fold your foot, your joint is stuck underneath and you can't now get up. This is why you need to pop, open, let the person slip over your foot rather than you fold and you give them a checkpoint to hold on. Partner's responsibility, both hands here and forward, in, clear, clear. We just work this rhythm first and then we're going to find more control, more resistance. For now, without resistance. Both the hands are here. I'm going to have my right hand go under his arm and look for this control. But to work this sweep or this reversal, I can't be flat. You can see both of my shoulders are on the ground. Even if I try, this is why some of us are still struggling. So when I get this control, I look for the armpits, forget about that submission. That wrist to the elbow, elbow to the wrist, we'll do it afterwards. From here, if you need momentum, this is just for the beginning phase. If you need momentum, you can get upon your forearm. Only for now. But you can see I'm sideways, I'm no longer flat. See there? The same thing can happen if I just be sideways, but without getting up on my forearm. My right shoulder is on the ground, left is off the ground, as if I'm covering from the top. You don't want to be here. There's a big difference in both. Up. You're going to pull your knees to the chest at the same time. At the same time, your hands are also pulling in on top. So both the grips, I am sideways, knees to the chest, hands up to the face. Open. And stay heavy with your chest. It's already on one side. Right hand goes under. I'm going to find this. When I'm diving with my right hand, I'm already turning sideways. I'm on one shoulder. Left over. Knees to the chest and arms towards your face. Lead with your left foot. Let the person slip over your left foot. Do not try to bend your foot. Up. Again, the idea is to be sideways. Okay, that's one of the conditions I need. Now I don't need space between head to head. My head can be inside his head, like towards the pocket. It can be in line with the head, or it can be very close to the head, but it can't be this far away. This is bad. I can't sweep him. Okay. Next thing being, so I have to be sideways. Kiska phone hai? I have to be sideways. I'm gonna dive just to have my head closer to him. Now, important step is to have some momentum forward, some motion forward. Do not open your left knee sideways. This will not help you. So right now he's heavy on the knees, or he's heavy with the hip. It would be very tough for me to just make him move. I want him heavy on the upper body. This is why knees to the chest and arms up. He's almost like off the ground with the feet. This is what we use to open. And we chase. 3 things. Be sideways. Have your head closer to their head. The third would be to bring everything in, crunch in. With your knees, with your arms, crunch in. Push their weight forward onto you. From there you start your feet motion, your spiral motion. Hands are here. I'm going to go under. We are into our last Saturday, if I'm able to capture it on the free side of the armpit. He happens to defend. I push it to the other side. Okay, so Namaste. We can again start with hands on the bicep. The way we did it last time. Hip up, Namaste. We are sideways, last Saturday. He's not letting me. Khud bach jao. Because if you yourself are going, best you'll do is you'll be defensive. You'll be pulling your arm back. But I don't expect people to move this side by themselves. There has to be some fight. There will be some fight. So, up. I'm trying to capture. Look at the control. The wrist and the tricep. Once you progress, you can always start with a wrist lock. Just to get this. So he'll be forced to stay forward and follow you throughout. But as you progress. Up here.